radiyo Imanzi 105.1 FM.
We got you updated. This is Radio Imanzi News in English.
This is Radio Imanzi, broadcasting from Kigali. Here is the news in English, brought to you by Fiona Umuganwa. The headlines. President Paul Kagame today paid tribute to Rwandan heroes who sacrificed for the country and its people. The media has a responsibility to disseminate, analyze, and transmit information as well as to contribute to the preservation of a culture of heroism. This was said by Peacemaker Mbunjira-Mihigo media policy analyst at the Ministry of Local Government. The Tanzanian Parliament today voted MP Tulia Ackson Mwansasu as Speaker of the 12th National Assembly. The World Health Organization chief warned Tuesday that it is too early for countries to either declare victory over COVID-19 or give up attempts to halt transmission. Now the news in detail. President Paul Kagame today paid tribute to Rwandan heroes who sacrificed for the country and its people. The president was visiting Heroes Corner at Nemera in Kigali in the company of the First Lady and other government dignitaries. On President Paul Kagame's Twitter page, he tweeted, "We honor the lives of the heroes, men and women of Rwanda, and the sacrifices they made to enable us to build the dignified and united nation we live in today. That puts a heavy responsibility on each of us who are working to transform our country." He also addressed the youth, saying, "We continue to keep the unbreakable Rwandan spirit alive for generations to come." The president was officiating at a national ceremony to honor Rwandan heroes. This year, the 28th celebration is held under the theme, "Our Heroism, Our Dignity," to pay tribute to people who sacrificed for the country and its citizens in various ways. The media has a responsibility to disseminate, analyze, and transmit information, as well as to contribute to the preservation of a culture of heroism. This was said by Peacemaker Mbunjira-Mihigo media policy analyst at the Ministry of Local Government. Peacemaker talked to Radio Imanzi about the role of the media in inspiring the youth to embrace the culture of heroism.
Thank you very much. I would like to come on what you have raised as the role that should be played by the media in terms of promoting the culture of heroism among the youth through the media. What I would say is just to raise awareness of our media sector, to promote, first of all, promote the culture of heroism, the values that guides our leadership, because the leadership of our country is a role model in terms of promoting good governance. That's one. It's a role model in terms of guiding our youth based on the culture of heroism that has been promoted during the liberation of our country. That's one. And the second, the media should also act between what they are doing in terms of news gathering, news disseminating, how to conduct talk shows, in terms of educating the public through radios, TVs, or online media, to emphasize the role that has been played by the leadership of our country, and to emphasize on the role of institutions that are in charge of promoting the culture of values, of our Rwandan and the culture of people who have been on the top, if I can say, liberation of our country. And let me end up by saying that the role of media in terms of promoting the culture of heroism is very critical in terms of helping our youth.
Peacemaker Mbungira Mihigo talking to Radio Imanzi. 1,000 young people in Nyagatare district involved in the Basic Skills Development Program have been provided with equipment worth 169 million Rwandan francs. They have been training in the Basic Skills Development Program for 3 months, and they say the equipment will help them compete in the job market. The provision of the equipment is one of the programs included in last year's district pledges to help people form cooperatives and create jobs for themselves, as most of the beneficiaries are in the first category of Ubudehe. These are people without any other source of income. Deputy Mayor for Social Welfare in Nyagatare District, Murekatete Juliet, advised the beneficiaries to make good use of the equipment and improve their standard of living. The new committee for the National Council for Women in Rusizi District have vowed to reduce malnutrition, fight child abuse and family conflict. At the handover ceremony by the outgoing committee of the National Council for Women in Rusizi District, the new committee announced their top priorities will be to reduce malnutrition among children, fight child abuse and family conflict. Niyonsaba Jean d'Arc, chairperson of the new committee, said they want to focus on child development, reduce malnutrition, fight child abuse. Rusizi District Deputy Mayor for Social Welfare, Dukuzumuremi Anne-Marie calls on the new committee to work together to address the current social problems in the regions. Now some items of international news. The Tanzanian parliament today voted MP Tulia Ackson Mwansasu as Speaker of the 12th National Assembly. Dr. Ackson garnered 100% votes, beating 8 other candidates in the race to succeed Job Ndugai. Mr. Ndugai resigned on January 6th following pressure from ruling country coordinating mechanism members to leave the post after he criticized the government's borrowing spree. Dr. Ackson, who until the election was the deputy speaker, will be the second woman in Tanzania to serve as the National Assembly Speaker after Miss Anne Makinda, who held the position in 2010 to 2015. President Uhuru Kenyatta has called on the International Finance Corporation (IFC) and other World Bank constituent financial institutions to provide more support to the private sector to spur Kenya's economic growth. The president said International Finance Corporation has the potential to help in making Kenya a lucrative investment hub through supporting the private sector in implementing the government's Big Four agenda. He spoke on today during a meeting with IFC Managing Director Makta Diop at State House, Nairobi. Mr. Diop briefed the president on the involvement of IFC in different economic sectors and the Big Four agenda. President Kenyatta and Mr. Diop also discussed a plan that Kenya is keen on implementing to manufacture vaccines. President Kenyatta also highlighted that the government has come a long way in creating an enabling environment for investors in the different sectors. President Joe Biden is to meet the Senate Judiciary Committee to discuss the upcoming U.S. Supreme Court vacancy and the president's promise to nominate a black woman to the High Court. Judiciary Chairman Dick Durbin and Ranking Minority Member Chuck Grassley will meet with Biden at the White House to go over potential nominees to replace Justice Stephen Breyer, who announced his retirement last week. Biden has said since his campaign that he would nominate a black woman to the nation's highest court, and he personally interviewed a few of the nominees when they were under consideration for appointment to the federal bench. The World Health Organization chief warned that it is too early for countries to either declare victory over COVID-19 or give up attempts to halt transmission. His comment came as Denmark on Tuesday became the first European country to lift all of its domestic COVID-19 curbs, despite record numbers of cases of the milder Omicron variant, with a number of other countries considering similar moves. World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said they are concerned that a narrative has taken hold in some countries that because of vaccines and because of Omicron's high transmissibility and low severity, preventing transmission is no longer possible and no longer necessary. Currency market review today, 1st February 2022. The Kenyan shilling buying price was 8.9 Rwandan francs and selling price was 9 Rwandan francs. Tanzanian shilling buying price was 0.43 and selling price was 0.44 Rwandan francs. Ugandan shilling buying price was 0.28 Rwandan francs and selling price was 0.29 Rwandan francs. Rwandan franc buying price was 0.5 Rwandan francs and selling price was 0.51 Rwandan francs. The US dollar buying price was 1,002 Rwandan francs and selling price was 1,022 Rwandan francs. The British pound buying price was 1,345 Rwandan francs and selling price was 1,371 Rwandan francs. The euro buying price was 1,119 Rwandan francs and selling price was 1,141 Rwandan francs. With that, we come to the end of tonight's edition.